Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. I'm so thrilled you're here because today we're diving into the totally fascinating, definitely unexpected, and honestly, sometimes heartbreaking true stories behind the internet's most viral faces. We all love a good meme, right? But today, we're going way past the punchline. So think about your daily scrolling habits. We see these faces on our feeds literally every single day. We send them to our group chats, we crack up at their expressions, but we rarely, if ever, stop to ask, wait, who actually are these people? How did one random, isolated moment on camera completely flip their lives upside down? I mean, these catchphrases are practically burned into our brains. From the guy practically begging to be hit after a cricket loss, to that insanely dramatic soap opera remix asking who was in the kitchen. Let's peel back the layers of our social feeds and see exactly what happens when the internet randomly decides to make you famous. All right, section 1, from meme to influencer. Now, some people give an absolute masterclass in marketing. Take this guy, for example. We all remember this heartbreakingly hilarious rant from the Pakistani cricket fan during the 2019 World Cup. His team was losing, and he was just furious, telling a reporter that the players spent the night before the match eating burgers and pizza instead of focusing on fitness. It was raw, it was passionate, and honestly, it was instant internet gold. But what's really wild is the sheer contrast between then and now. The guy in that video is Maman Saqib, and today, he's completely transformed that tearful viral rant into a massive influencer career. He's not just complaining from the stands anymore. He is a huge personality who actually routinely collaborates with the very same cricketers he was criticizing. Talk about a crazy turnaround. Then, of course, there's the guy with the laugh you've probably heard 1,000 times. Nabil, who is originally from Iran, has this legendary laughing fit that gets slapped onto almost every single comedy reel on the internet today. Seriously, if someone makes a joke online, his face is probably edited right at the end of it. And you know, this perfectly shows just how unpredictable the internet really is. That famous clip actually came from a completely derailed singing audition at a 2013 Algerian talent show. The second he started singing, the judges just couldn't hold back their laughter, and neither could he. But look where he is now. This former barber leveraged that one moment to become a massive local celebrity in Iraq. He's got over 2.5 million Instagram followers and is doing really well for himself. Next up, who could possibly forget that incredibly intense interview where a young guy basically compared the late social media star Danish Trunsha to an apocalyptic event? He was so confident, saying that if Danish were still alive, no one else would even have a name in the industry. Well, that passionate quote came from Samir Stylo. But what most people don't realize is that Samir, an influencer from Nagpur, actually gave that viral news interview right after surviving a brutal, life-threatening car crash in 2023. His car was completely wrecked, and a lot of people thought his career was done for. But he bounced right back, got his health back on track, and is literally starring in music videos today. Moving on to Section 2, Accidental Internet Stars. Some folks hit massive stardom entirely by accident. You've definitely seen this one. It's that intensely overexcited young guy just passionately screaming his political opinions during a random public reporter interaction at Indiagate. His crazy high energy and super dramatic delivery made the clip explode in 2023. Now it's the go-to reaction meme for basically any chaotic situation. But who is he when he's not shouting at reporters? That passionate speaker is Gautam. He was literally just out hanging around with his friends when they got approached for an interview. Today, he's just a regular student finishing up his degree at Delhi University's Aurobindo College, though he is using his new platform to try his hand at comedy content creation. The internet moves at literal lightning speed. Take Sareem Akhtar, the legendary disappointed cricket fan with his hands on his hips. He became a global meme before his match even ended. His friends were calling him within 20 minutes. Then you've got Amir from Darvi, who went viral simply for getting super hyped over a reality TV winner. We also have the furiously outspoken elderly voter from the 2022 UP elections. Oh, and Vishal Devnath, whose hilariously calm reaction to standing in chest deep water during the 2022 Assam floods actually got his audio featured in the Bollywood movie Bulbulaya 3. They all became overnight sensations just by being totally, unapologetically themselves on camera. And of course, we absolutely have to talk about the ultimate accidental lockdown anthem, the one that had the entire nation asking one very simple question. Who was in the kitchen? The craziest part is just how organically this whole thing happened. Yashraj Mukherjee, a guy from Aurangabad, was literally just trying to cure his lockdown boredom back in 2020. He was messing around with some music production software at home, slapped a beat onto a dramatic soap opera dialogue, and completely by accident created a mashup that took over every single social media feed. It is like the textbook definition of accidental creative genius. All right, section 3, the pain behind laughter. I do want to give a quick heads up. The tone shifts a bit here. It's super important to remember that these viral sensations aren't just characters on our screens. They're real human beings. And sometimes, while we're sitting there laughing at their videos, they are dealing with some profound, real-world struggles just out of the camera's frame. Remember this incredibly cheerful grandmother? Right as the corona lockdown was kicking off, a reporter spotted her exercising in the park. When they asked her about the virus, she just dodged the questions with this massive smile, saying she spends hours in the park, goes to prayer meetings, and playfully added that the reporter completely understood her vibe. It is such a heartwarming video on the surface, but the reality behind that cheerful smile is actually pretty devastating. In real life, she's struggling immensely. She is the caretaker for her 2 mentally disabled children, and instead of getting support, she faces harsh criticism and terrible verbal abuse from her own family and society just for existing in her situation. This woman, who brought joy to millions online, is privately battling severe depression and cruelty. Or consider the honestly terrifying timeline of Bhupendra Jogi. It started innocently enough. He gives this super confident interview comparing local roads to US roads. Fast forward, and it explodes into a massive internet meme. But that fame brought real danger. One night while he was coming home from his clothing shop, he was brutally attacked by masked men. He barely survived the injuries, and because of this horrific attack, he actually missed out on a life-changing OTT acting audition in Mumbai. His fame literally put his life at risk. And man, we absolutely cannot forget the legendary Harmonium Cha-Cha. His hilarious, totally unscripted feeling outburst during a talk show sketch is basically a foundational pillar of internet humor across multiple countries. Well, the man behind that iconic, grumpy character was Moin Akhtar. He was a truly legendary Pakistani comedian, known way beyond his borders for his incredible wit. But tragically, his brilliant career and life were cut short by a fatal heart attack back in 2011. We share his meme constantly, often without even realizing that we lost the genius behind it over a decade ago. Which brings us to our final story for this explainer, Amen. He's the kid who went massively viral for his innocent, highly infectious laugh during a tea break. The video shows his boss playfully threatening to rub coal on his shirt, and Amen's reaction, it just melts your heart. Amen's overnight fame completely changed his trajectory, pulling him right out of obscurity. But it really begs the larger question, for all of us as consumers of digital media. Where exactly did the internet leave him once that viral momentum faded? We lift these people up for our own entertainment, but what happens when we just scroll past? I really want you to think about that the next time you share a meme. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today. Keep asking those big questions, and I'll see you next time.